Hi, I'm Rob and this is Martin, and we're here at the Malt Miller to talk about the Brew Tools range of products.
So Rob, tell me a bit about the B40, which is the model we've got here, and other systems and how it kind of compares to those other systems.
Okay, so this is the smallest system they do, it's called the B40 obviously. We've got a 40 litre boil capacity, 9 kilo grain capacity, so we can strength of the beer is going to be really quite high. It's a standalone product. We've seen a lot of people speaking on forums and Facebook and actually meeting people face to face at things like BrewCon, and they're trying to compare this to other single pot brewing systems, and to be honest, there is no comparison. This is a completely standalone product that we've not really seen in the market before.
So if you were a new brewer, couldn't just come along and brew on this?
I wouldn't recommend this product for a new brewer. You need to know a bit about the brewing process, pumps and valves and sparging and bits and pieces really before you're going to want to start brewing on this. Having said that, that's not a disadvantage. It's just a different type of system, but really comparing it to single pot systems that's not really the way to look at it. So it's an expandable system.
So it's customizable, it's expandable. So it's what, more in line with a 3-vessel system, a more traditional method of brewing?
I would say a really good way to describe it would be a 3-vessel system that's a single vessel. It's got the complexities that a 3-vessel system has. That brings advantages, as in there's different ways that you can run it, different ways that you can set it up, and it means it's customizable to your brewing space, what you've got available, and perhaps expandable in the future. We found that there are a market of customers that really like being able to have a system that they can add on to. This is it.
And those customers are the ones who want to be more involved in the brew rather than just being able to set it to do things and walk away and then come back and check on it? Yeah,
definitely. I know with some of the many of the single pot brewing systems, the big advantage of those is you can, as you say, you can set it and walk away, and some people see that as an advantage, and some people see that as a disadvantage. This system is hands-on.
So talk us through some of the controls on the screen that we can see.
Everything is available to do straight on this screen, and it's a big touch screen, so it has sliders on it for changing the pump speed, changing the amount of power that the elements are receiving. At the moment, you input the recipe directly onto this screen, and it's Wi-Fi, so it connects to your Wi-Fi, and
so they're constantly issuing updates and adding features to the product on the screen.
Because it's Wi-Fi, just like your iPhone, this is updatable. So as soon as they come up with a product update, which they've done relatively recently, and they will continue to do, they've just added features like the delayed start. So you can set it so that it starts heating up at whatever time you want, which is actually a really handy feature.
So you talk about it's really customizable, so out of the box you're getting just a basic system that you can brew on, and then you add other things to it.
Yeah, and the range of accessories is growing hugely by the week, so we're trying to keep up as best we can with having all of the accessories that they're adding in our stock range. The B40, the B80 and the B150 all come as standard, exactly like this, out of the box. If you want to go further and add a chiller and bits and pieces, they are extras, and we do an accessory bundle
to get you kind of started.
Yeah, you don't have to buy it, although almost everyone that buys one of these buys the accessory bundle that goes with it.
In terms of inside, you get the baskets and that lifts out, and you've got the elements like a 1-pot system normally.
Yeah, sure. We've got exposed elements in here, and the grain basket, so we can actually pop that lid on there. And it's nice actually that the lid sits on the handles. Sits on the handles there, and we've got the grain basket here. So that sits on there like that. That's where the grain goes. you can also sparge whilst it's up in this position.
Looking at this, it's like the quality of it seems like it's almost at that kind of professional level of quality of steel, and it just seems a leap on from other systems that are kind of out there.
We've never come across another system that is like this weight and this gauge of stainless. Obviously, that goes with the price. It's a step above.
Yeah.
But again, as we said, trying to compare it to anything else is really is not really where we're at. It's a standalone system. Having said that, the quality of it, let's say it's robust.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't want to drop it on your foot. It's a fair old bit of kit.
There's a pump built in.
Built-in pump, and the pump is operated directly off the screen.
That's to turn it on and change the power of the pump.
Exactly that. Yeah, fully customizable, straight on the screen and on the slider.
And in terms of where it pumps to and what it does,
every which way is the answer to that. So okay, so we've got a valve on the side here. Seems rather complex when you first look at it, okay, and it takes a little bit of getting your head around it, and I would fully advise our customers to, before they even start brewing on it, they really need to fully understand exactly what these valves do. It's not just a case of looking at it, you really need to get it worked out before you start brewing on it.
So you're changing the direction with that, but then also with all the other valves that you're attaching on, so you're in full control of directing the worts or the liquor or the...
You are in full control of that, and this valve the one thing to keep in mind is it doesn't change the direction of the pump. So the pump always pumps in the same direction, but what you can do is divert the wort.
Wow, okay.
Indeed. So you can divert the wort so that it pushes up through the centre. You can divert the wort so it comes to this valve here. That pushes the wort from the pump through this valve. That means that you can whirlpool at the end of the boil, but it also means that you can recirculate whilst you are mashing. It also means that you can sparge from a separate tank.
So you're drawing the sparge water into the system.
Exactly that, yeah. With the addition of a further valve that will sit on this side, you can also connect up the counterflow chiller that comes in the accessory pack, but is also available as a separate product. And they are all tri-clamp. So every one of these fittings is on these tri-clamps. And the thing that's slightly unusual as far as we're concerned, we're used to dealing in 1.5 inch, what we call 1.5 inch tri-clamps, which is the common homebrew size tri-clamps. These are all 34mm. So the products are standalone to, more or less standalone to Brew Tools. They do a 1.5 to 34mm converter. So if you've got 1.5 inch tri-clamp accessories already, you can get them to work in conjunction with this kit.
Okay. So Rob, we've kind of gone through some of the features and functions of it now. So can you just tell me a little bit more? Who is the customer? Who's for Brew Tools? Who does this suit?
It suits the tinkerer. Okay, so it's not someone that just wants to set a brew going and forget about it. It's about someone that wants to be hands-on and enjoy the fact that it's an expandable system. So they don't just buy it and that's what they're sticking to. They're buying it and they can do anything they want from it. This here is just the start.
So we've done a few brews on it now. We're going to obviously do a few more and kind of learn a bit more about the system.
Well, this is the great thing. So this system's relatively new to the market and it's relatively new to us. We are learning the whole time. So we want to stay one step ahead of the customer, obviously. However, there's so many different ways of using this system.
Yeah, because you use it totally different to the way I used it, because I come from more of a traditional one-pot system. You're much more of a traditional three-vessel system.
Exactly that. Yeah. So even we're using it differently and see different possibilities with it. I'm sure our customers are going to expand that.
So if you like the video, please subscribe to our channel, ring the bell, and leave us some comments if you've got questions about the system or things that you've learnt when you brewed on it. please feed them back to us, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials, and we'll keep updating and providing more content on Brew Tool System.